Yo, welcome back to Project Jira. Rishav here with another Slice of Life, Gramps Slice of Life video podcast. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is the main topic here for today is the security camera right here, plus other related technology that's going straight directly into storage. Sorry, the gain's a little bit high. And it's this close to my face too. That's on the table that we need to put into storage. So with that being said, three main things, of course. Oh, camera's over there. Reposition things a little bit. There's more face cam coming through the light. More light coming through the face cam. Anyways, three things. First of all, what's the main highlight for you? What's an important share for yourself? Some kind of event you thought was positive or happy you want to highlight. Secondly, if there's anything you want to vent about, any frustrations, feel free to just chime away with some privacy confidentiality. Don't disclose what's not comfortable. And of course, no bad news is good news. Funny the other way around. And the last thing, of course, is if you have anything that is security camera related or some technology related stuff, feel free to chime in on that as well. That's the third question. You could swap all of that, of course, in the comments, in the YouTube comments or Discord channel or Reddit page, whatever. I'm sharing my stuff, you're sharing your stuff, we're just checking in on each other. But basically, you could swap all that for a joke. Lighthearted meme to kind of lighten the atmosphere. Okay, so I'm just going to switch over to the large screen now so you can see this once again a little bit better. I'm going to hold it closer to the camera to block my face a bit. But so this is a camera that I've been really trying to get an entire separate episode on. And I know that I'm not just going to cover that this episode. There's going to be more stuff in the backdrop. But there's the packaging. But it's fairly important that I do cover this. So it's going to be an overall tech-related video. But for the most part, the main focus is this laptop, as laptop recording as well as camera. So that being said, slice of life in real life, as well IRL pushed together to create this authentic VR paradox, because you have this kind of real life domain stuff like finance, health, relationships on the right side. Left hand side has stuff like, artificial intelligence, self-improvement, more abstract content development, creative type stuff. All right, so of course, lessons for the orphans without a role model, or just really just us checking in on each other, like I said. First things first, we'll cover, I guess, the most exciting part is going to be this camera. So I'm not going to waste your time with this. Like I said, I aim to make each podcast about maximum 20 minutes. I fail sometimes not doing that, but it's so that it's a 9 to 5 commute that you guys would listen to while you're on the bus. It's not meant to be something crazy long. Like, for example, Dr. Andrew Huberman's podcast, which I love. His content is more directed for, a full series lecture. So you would listen that over the course of maybe 3 hours while doing your chores. Mine's more for the commute, bite-sized stuff. So here we go. This is the actual camera itself. This is the Wyze V-Cam. This is the Wyze Cam V3 version 3. They just abbreviate it. They're very, very direct with the naming. Literally, the company is called Wyze. W-Y-Z-E. And this camera is named Wyze Cam. So Wyze branded camera. And it says V3 for version 3. It's such a direct name. I find it hilarious. They just put, Wyze plus camera plus version plus 3. That's it. So I'll show you the packaging right here, and I bought 2. Now I know the light's a little bright, so I'm going to try to turn down the light a little bit here. Face light. Okay, there we go. So we have, hopefully the contrast is a little bit better. Okay. So here's a Wyze Cam. Oh, still too bright. Here's a Wyze Cam package. Can't read it because of the contrast, so I'll read it for you guys. But basically on this side it says Wyze Cam indoor and outdoor. On the reverse side it says indoor and outdoor. Underneath there's a barcode for you to scan and brings you to web page. QC pass it says. I'm not sure exactly where. I think it's to download the app, because below it says download on the App Store and get it on Google Play, which is you need an application to use this camera. And I have no complaints about that. You should have that. It's a great app. On this side here, on the side it says USB cable, power adapter, and wall plate, plus mounting tape, plus screw kit, plus quick start guide. So that's 6 items included at least minimum with this camera. And it does say that there are features here, for example, for integrations, built-in integrations. It works with Hey Google, works with Alexa, and works, Amazon Alexa, and works with if this then that, IFTT. So if you want to use computer or a home device or just your mobile phone, whether through Google, Amazon, or if this or IFT, all three have integrations built in to make your camera function with other commands on your phone. So it's responsive like a remote control. And on the very back here, the last thing I'll cover on this packaging is color. It has all the features like color night vision, 1080p full HD, IP65 rating, weather resistant, two-way audio, 24/7 recording, motion and sound detection, view cameras and browser, person detection, full length, event recording. And those are the last three actually with subscription, so you have to pay for that. But the first 6 are by default, so two-way audio, 24 recordings, motion, sound detection. Anyways, and it shows a really great image here. You can't really see much, just see two. What those two images are the comparisons of night versus color. So you have color night versus classic night vision, and it allows it to brighten the contrast and allows you to see colors even though in the dark. So that's the packaging, and there's actually 2 of them. So I bought 2, and each of these is about $35, but plus tax and shipping gets it really expensive. So it'd be like $70 before tax, but the subtotal after adding tax and shipping fees goes up to $100. And this was actually sent to my buddy's place. He ordered on my behalf. I kind of insisted that I buy it myself because it would actually be better if I had done that. Then I could claim the taxes. I didn't do that, of course. So that's all right, because in the future, I'm just going to buy my own because 2 of these is not enough. So what I will say, so we have these 2 packages right here in plastic, and then we have these 2 camera packages as well. There's a little thin paper on the base plate. Now there's 2 of them, only one of them is open. And the reason is because the one inside here, the camera's already gone and traded for a different camera to my buddy. So my buddy asked, if I give him this brand new camera here, what he can do is he can give me a older version that he has. It's used, but his is a far better model because it's a rotating camera. They call it the Wyze pan cam. So it pans around to the sides, it rotates 360 degrees in order to follow and track person who's, or any object or pet, which it can actually identify. So that's really interesting as well. And I said, sure, let's go for it. Let's see if it works. And it does work. He didn't give me something dysfunctional, okay? And it works really nice that to have this camera just be able to swivel 360 degrees. I placed it in my new residence. And in fact, if I show you my phone right here, I can actually, so this is my phone. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this and show you the app. So here's, for example, the app. I'm trying not to, it's still charging, but here. So here's the app for the phone, and there are a lot of features, but basically on the inside, and again, for those of you, right, again, this is like practical stuff, right? If you guys are interested, especially, I don't know, I know that there's someone here who's really active. Really big thanks to, once again, what's your name? What's it? Sorry, there's just so much to do. NBA Young Cousin. So basically, if you're interested in security stuff, the Wyze cam is a great thing for you to use. I know it's like finances, like it's probably not very expensive unless you really need it, but you probably do have security cameras anyways in your house installed. But this is a great one where it can actually record, and you can see on your phone a recording of, say, let's say an object moves by, and then it will capture that for at least, if a paid plan, at least 30 seconds. And then, there won't be any intervals. If it's not a paid plan, it's only about like 12 seconds and it waits like 5 minutes. So I would suggest you get a paid plan. It's like only about $3-4 after tax, and per month, monthly. So less than $5 monthly. And then you can basically have like, continuous recording and detection. Now, of course, there are more expensive plans that go up to like $20 a month. That's entirely up to your discretion. But anyways, you can see here, there's 2 cameras here. One is for the pan cam, and then the other one's for this cam right here. So this camera here is just kind of static and stationary. But the one that pans around can basically move and, yeah, that's great stuff here. So I just want to show you that. There are a lot of features, obviously. Home, events, monitoring, you can do all that. There's all these different, events that have been recorded. Monitoring, you can add to infrared. You can add this little square box that shows you where the item is. You can, of course, you also have like integrations with if this and that and so on and so forth, other pieces of technology and so on and so forth. And then you can also connect, you can connect it to your home address or a different address. And then, let's say if you walk back from work and then you're in the same location, basically it can take certain rules and features that you set up, and then you'll automate. So when you're back home, you can say, turn the camera off when I'm here. And then it'll automatically do that from then on. So it's very interesting. It's very useful. And the camera, like I said, is set up over there. So what I want to do now is just want to show you what's inside this packaging. And once again, this is not the pan cam. This is the regular Wyze 3 cam. It's the more updated model, but it's also the one that's static, so it doesn't actually move around. So inside it, you would find these cartridges, as well as the camera, of course, which I showed you at the beginning, but we'll get to that in a moment. So this white bag, actually we'll get to it right now. This white bag actually has the camera. So I'm just gonna unplug it for a second. If I may. Nope. So here's the camera. It's like a square little cube, and it's got this peel on it, protective peel, which I'm going to remove because this has been actually obstructing the view. I've been actually making use of the camera already, and on the side, if I turn the webcam to the side, right here where my finger's pointing at, here's the extension cord. It was attached here earlier today and yesterday. So I applied it about 24 hours ago, I believe. And okay, I gotta be careful with the webcam right now. Speaking of cameras, right? So then I'm gonna peel this off so that it doesn't obstruct the view anymore. It does get a little bit foggy when I don't apply it properly. And so I'm gonna place this peel down here because it was really obstructing the view. Now this entire thing was inside this very soft wrap packaging and connected to the camera now. By the way, you can see the base plate does swivel. So you can swivel that, but again, it's not automated and you can't control that with the machine. But you can contract it manually, just like that, and then orient it however you like. So underneath, there's also a barcode as well as the details of the product. And of course, underneath, there's also the holes here for detecting audio, so it can record sound, which is going to be very useful, particularly in this residence. Now here next to it, of course, this is not originally attached, but I have attached it now. Like I said, I put it to use. Basically inside here, we have these coils, these wires. Okay, I'm gonna hold it closer to the camera, to the webcam. And it's quite long. It looks like it could extend up to maybe, I don't know, 3 meters at least. Okay, maybe not 3 meters. That's a reach. Maybe more about, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 meters, right? It's a long coil. And then attached to it is also the AC adapter now, the AC charging adapter. So we have the coil, the charging cable, we have the camera, and then we have the adapter. And they're all put together. There's actually 3 pieces. And the adapter and the charger was inside this cartridge here. Okay? While the camera itself was inside the little bag I just showed you, right? And inside this cartridge. So I'm gonna place the camera down. I'm probably gonna plug it in fact, right now, so they can see what it's like. Now the camera, of course, right now is turned off. I wouldn't, I don't really want to make something as useful like this malfunction, so I made sure to turn it off before unplugging it. And that's something just you should always do, before you decide to make use of anything, just turn it off. I mean, before you decide to take anything off its electrical cord, just turn it off. All right, next. So the last thing we have, so here's the camera now. It's now plugged in. And it's been pretty much operational since. So I'm going to turn this on my phone. And like I said, you can use your phone to control everything. So I'm just going to use my phone right here. Right, and you download the app, okay? And just like that, you can turn on. Of course, you have to connect it with the device is offline, but you have to connect it with, I didn't plug it in, I didn't turn it on. yeah, you've got to connect it and then you got to plug it in as well. Where's the on button? The on button's here somewhere. SD card, setup. Alright, never mind. It's fine. I'll handle that later, but basically I don't want to intervene with the camera right now. Intervene with the video. So here's the manual. Here's the last thing left. I have this really long strip back and front. And on the inside here we have, let's just run through the quick start guide, content material. So the first thing is quick start guide, light indicators after setup. We have indicators, it's all French. Wait a minute, it's not all French, is it? Why is it half French? So I'm going to switch it the other way. So there is French. So there's in the box, we have materials like the Wyze cam by one USB cable, one wall plate, so you can mount it to the wall, one indoor power adapter, one mounting tape, one screw, mounting screw, and one quick start guide. So there's 7 items there, and it has a diagram of the front. Again, you guys can't see because the contrast is too high. And then we have here on the side here the back and the front and the bottom. They have a little diagram here showing all the features on the camera. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's actually 9 items it seems. There's a speaker, there's the power cable. So that's another great feature. It is, if you want to scare any intruders away, you just, because you actually are viewing this, you can actually blare, you can say something onto your phone, right onto your phone on the app, and then turn on the speaker, and then it will speak what you're saying on the camera. Even if you're like, halfway across the city. It's incredible technology. Again, this is, by the way, I didn't mention this, but I mentioned this a couple of videos ago, like many videos ago, podcasts ago. But basically, this is from my friend. My friend introduced me to this company, so that's definitely a big plus. I appreciate that very much. Anyways, speaker, power cable, micro SD slot. So if you want to purchase micro SD slot, it's more expensive, but it allows you to definitely record continuously into a physical little piece of tech. So then we have a setup button. We have a 1/4 inch mount to unscrew access and a mounting hole. Next to it, of course, has the setup. You can download the Wyze app. You have to, it's not mandatory to use it. Download the Wyze app, sign in, create an account. Again, use your email, user address, whatever. Connect the camera to a power outlet and wait for 20 seconds until the light status flashes. I think that was my mistake here. I'm not sure, it's because I didn't turn it on. So it's supposed to turn on. Give me a second. I'm gonna pause the video and make sure it's running. All right, so I got it plugged in now, and I realized that the reason why it wasn't actually running was because it seems like one of the plug outlets on my extension cord actually has an issue. One of them out of 5 is not working, like a power bar, right? So a power bar has usually about 5 outlets, and then one of them is not really functional. I'm not sure why that is. That's disappointing, but it's whatever. It seems like the camera should be functional at this point. Turn it on. Device is offline. Okay, so it's online now at this point. And let me see if loading. Nice. So if you can't see now, it's very hard to take a look over here. I can't hold the camera closer to the video. Sorry, the phone closer. The contrast is really high, but basically it's capturing the room right now. See that? Nice. So I'm gonna put that down, and that's when the camera's dysfunctional. So they're both functional now, actually. And that's great because now there's also the live stream that's running 24/7, and then there's also the camera that's running as well. Now, back to the manual here, we have light indicators during installation. So we have a solid red light, flashing red light, flashing red and blue, flashing blue and solid blue. So 5 different states, right? Whether it's powered on for flashing red, or ready to connect in solid, or vice versa. Actually, solid blue is working properly. We have light setup indicators after setup. So after setting it up, there's a solid, there's a quickly flashing, and then there's a blue. For example, quickly flashing one means that the siren's in use. So it actually has alarm. So if you wanted to set an alarm and there was an intruder, it could blare for you if you wanted to. There's FCC warning, of course. Any changes or modifications not expressly approved by the party responsible for that compliance would void the user's authority to operate the equipment, and this device complies with R15. FCC radiation exposure as well. All those kind of regulations that go for electronics. And then there's finally need help. Contact our support team at support.wyze.com, https://wyze.com/community. Join our community. And of course, there's a barcode for that as well. Okay, and that's everything. At the very back, there's also in English, I said RSS warning. So this device complies with I said license exempt RSS standards. And then there's another one for our ISED radiation exposure. Complies with I said RF radiation radioactive. Can't remember. Radio frequency radiation exposure limits. And then the rest is all French. So I'm just going to put this back in together and then it's done. So that's a quick start guide. I noticed now that this is like a 20-minute video, guys. I apologize. I said that I was going to cover general tech related stuff. I can't do that. It's actually very disappointing because I actually have to. I don't have a choice here. Like, let me make it perfectly clear. I don't have a choice but to cover this all at this point because I cannot stall this. It's a Sunday. Tomorrow's a working day, a business day. I have contractors, I have movers, I have my caseworker. And one of those things I do is take photographs of the main shit behind here. So this, standing desk against the wall, like I said, we just took care of that. And below, all the stuff here has to be cleared away, all the tech, so that we can actually make use, so we can actually take good photographs of what we need to move. Pain in the butt. So anyways, unfortunately, or fortunately, I have to get that done probably after this video. And yet I'm on the run. I'm gonna be somewhere in like an hour and a half. So I don't know. Oh, there's also more stuff inside here as well. This cartridge on the inside also has, like I said, here's the base plate they were talking about, where you can mount against the wall or whatever. And then in addition, we also have these screws here, like screws with, I don't know what to call that, but basically it's something that you could hammer into the wall and then screw it together. With that being said, I think that's everything. I'm not going to use that because I'm not going to install this camera against the wall. But here, let's put everything away, all right, that we're not using. Again, we need the charger, we need the cable, and we need the camera. They're all functional. It's right there on the side over there. Okay. So what I'm going to do instead is just put the packaging away because I've been itching to do this for a long ass time. I don't really have a better place to put this. I want to put it in storage, and I'm going to get rid of this immediately as soon as possible. Also, my buddy was really itchy. He was excited. He was super excited when he first. He really wanted me to test this out and to tell him the results and how much I liked it. And, it's been a while now, so his excitement has died down, unfortunately. But nevertheless, it's cool to have him be that excited for my well-being, which is something that is kind of rare nowadays, I guess. So what we're gonna do is gonna put this together and then seal that, stick this inside. Okay. And so I've already actually texted him and told him that the pan camera is working really well. He doesn't know about this camera yet, so we'll talk about that. It's actually him I'm gonna see in about an hour or so. So that's that. So I'm gonna put these two cartridges together. And like I said, one is empty. The adapter, the camera, the cable is already with my buddy. He's using that one instead. And then I'm using his pan cam. And in the future, I'm mostly going to buy more because you can actually have like 6 cameras and more. Depending on which plan you take, you can have an infinite number of cameras. So if you're running a business, and you have a facility that you want monitored with active cameras that have sirens and speech, you can totally do that, and you can add like 50 cameras if you want. Of course, it's like a $30 plus monthly plan. I'm pretty sure it might be even more than that at that point. And that'd be fairly reasonable, right? For all that monitoring, you would expect at least like $50 monthly. But that's if you're a business owner and you want to say monitor your entire warehouse for theft or property damage or vandalism. Here it is. So it's all put together, and I'm going to toss this into a bag or into a laptop bag, which we'll cover in a moment, because this is what we have to do next, as well as everything on the table has to get done right now. So I'm going to end this video. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking up. I finally feel a little bit better after taking a shower now. Things have changed a little bit, quite a bit, but I can't talk about it right now. I really want to cover that because as of this video, as of the previous video, you might have mentioned, I mentioned the keyword crisis. So look forward to that. So not only are we going to cover tech, but further down the road, within a month's time, maybe, I want to really cover a topic. I believe it's called crisis, and it's actually an event that happened, a really major event that happened, but I can't really cover it right now. And so with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one, and then we'll cover everything. I'm going to basically put away the stuff behind me here, and yeah, because I want to move some stuff here over to the new residence, and that's fairly important. So see you in the next one. Take care, and again, leave your stories or shares, whatever you feel comfortable with. I am trying to get back to people, and of course, by the time this video podcast gets out, the message will already be too late. I should probably be texting, like writing some message over on Twitter. I don't use Twitter for updates at all because I don't like the notion of using Twitter, but maybe I should do that just for updates. But yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for tuning in, and here's a little supporter animation. I appreciate y'all. Okay, and we gotta get the next one done, so I'm gonna quickly finish uploading this, editing, and then see you there. Peace.